YouTube, how's it going? It's a professional here, and today we are doing a top 5 list, top 5 of the worst GTA Online missions. And I've seen a lot of people do a mission list on GTA games in general, but when they did those mission lists, they've done it stretching out across multiple GTA games, and they haven't really done it on GTA Online. I haven't seen anybody really do a list video on GTA Online. So here, I'm going to do a video for you guys, and these are the top 5 worst missions in GTA Online, in my opinion. And everybody has their own worst missions. And for this list, we are not going to be looking at challenging missions. We are not. Because some people, for instance, would like to put Act 3 Finale on here. Act 3 Finale is not going to be on this list because Act 3 Finale is a challenging mission. I have nothing against hard missions. For this list, we are just going to be looking at missions that are annoying. Just plain and simple annoying. Missions with stupid objectives and really bad mission design. So missions that are just annoying and just have really bad mission design in general. And here's my list. Enjoy. So starting off this list, number 5 is Docks to Stock, the contact mission. If you guys remember this mission here has a 57% rating, and you guys are going to see why almost half the people don't like this mission. And the reason that this mission is number 5 is because we can avoid this mission. You don't ever need to do this mission again. It's just a contact mission. It's not required to do other missions like in a heist. Now, in this contact mission, they tell you to acquire a cargo bomb, but they don't tell you where, and we know to get it from Fort Zancudo, but a lower level player who starts playing contact missions doesn't know you need to go to Fort Zancudo. And what's really crap about this mission is, like right here, if you have a cargo bomb already and you own it, and I'm calling it through Pegasus, it won't work. So look at the bottom of the screen there, guys. It says acquire a cargo bomb. I clearly get into a cargo bomb. I call mine in from Pegasus. It does not work. My friend here, he has a personal vehicle cargo bomb. We get into that one here, still doesn't work. So it makes absolutely no sense. Why the hell does it say acquire a cargo bomb and then you can't get in? So right here we get the Fort Zancudo, and we're using a cargo bomb to steal a cargo bomb, which makes literally no sense right now because we weren't able to use our own. And when you get over here, you have to take one of these cargo bombs here, and the mission will start. Your friend can get into a buzzard right there to cover you, but if you own a hangar here, you will have no cops chasing you. But if you don't own a hangar, let me show you what happens here. Here you have to escape from 4-star wanted level. Here I have 3 stars because I wanted to simulate it, but it's more 4 stars wanted level. And when you have 4 stars, it's really hard to escape the cops in this cargo bomb because you're going to have these annoying police helicopters constantly chasing you, and it's so hard to get away from them. And then the helicopter starts smoking already, and the engine could possibly die. Then you have to fly the cargo bomb all the way down here to the docks. You barely have any room to land, so you have to land like 2 blocks from the actual area. And if you shoot one of these Meriwether guys before you actually get into the area and before you pass the yellow marker, you get 3 stars of cops again. So then you have to lose the cops again. You have to clear out all the Meriwether guys. This mission is just so annoying, and it gets worse. It gets worse. Oh, it gets even worse. You guys are going to see what's coming up right now. Take a look at this right here. So once you clear out all the Meriwether guys, what you gotta do is you gotta get into this stupid crane thing, whatever you want to call it here, and you gotta pick up the crate. And what's worse about this mission is you can't fly the cargo bomb under here, so you're forced to use this crane lift thing here. And you have to pick up the crate here, and then you have to drive it to the side there, and you have to drop it there so that the cargo bomb can get it. So if you're doing this solo, you gotta land the cargo bomb, and then you gotta go over here, you gotta clear out the guys, and then you gotta move this thing over here. And it gets even worse, guys. It gets even worse. So once you pick up the crate here, you gotta move it right here, and you barely have any room here, and you gotta be careful not to hook it onto anything or hit anything with it, because this lift crane thing is extremely sensitive, and it has one of the weakest armors in the game that I've ever seen. So you barely bump into anything. You get shot with this thing just a few times, and the thing will get destroyed. And once this thing gets destroyed, the mission is a failure. And right here, I'm gonna show you guys a perfect example of what happened when I was doing this mission one time. Take a look at this right here. I was backing the thing up right here, and as I was backing it up, by accident, I got it stuck on this pillar right here. This pillar right here to the bridge. And you guys see, the crate is right up there. Even though I got the crate out of the area that they wanted me to take the crate out of, right here, I can't move this thing. I'm stuck on the bridge. There is nothing I can do. This thing has horrible handling. It gets stuck on barely anything in one of the worst armors. And look at what happens right now. Now it fails. Now it's done. Just because it bumps into some stupid pillar right here. So this shows just how crappy this vehicle is that they expect you to do this with. And if you do actually manage to get it to Lester's warehouse, you have to avoid hitting the electrical towers. And then once you finish this mission, you get around over 20 grand for this. That's all you really get. So this is not worth it. So who is the genius who designed this mission? Number 4 on this list is the Meriwether Cell, and if you guys don't know what the Meriwether Cell is, it's when you're selling your bunker and you get 3 insurgents, and with those 3 insurgents you have to make 5 drops of each one, in total 15 drops, and at each drop you have to fight waves and waves of Meriwether, and at each drop it gets worse. Originally, Meriwether just come at you with some jeeps and bikes, but then they come at you with buzzards, and they come at you with armored insurgents, and it gets kind of annoying. In addition, the drops are really far from each other, so you have to make a huge drive. And if you have this in Paleto Bay, like I'm looking at the map right here, driving all the way down from Paleto Bay to the city can be a disaster. And there's various locations for these. They're not always the same. I recommend having some kind of aerial vehicle to actually cover the sail with this, because you are very vulnerable when you are making this sail, because you have to make 5 drops with each insurgents, and when you make each drop, that's not the end of it. You have to fight Meriwether, so you're vulnerable to Meriwether, and you're vulnerable by griefers. And right here, this is a perfect example of a griefer actually attacking us and trying to destroy our cargo. This is not scripted or anything. This actually really happened. This is real footage of a griefer coming after us right here. So me and my friends here were just trying to sell for this video, and while we were actually recording this video, this Jeff guy, he kept coming after us for no reason right here, and I was trying to distract him in the meantime while my teammates were selling here. And with these griefers, if you guys are fighting these guys, there's no need to play fair, because these guys are not going to play fair when you're fighting them. So do whatever you can to protect your cargo. He wants to use a rocket launcher. I came back, and I used a rocket launcher back at him right here. And I'm doing everything in my power to protect my cargo. It doesn't matter how you kill these guys, just as long as you protect your cargo. In addition here, using a Savage is probably the best way to do this mission. This mission is really annoying, but using a Savage, it makes the mission a lot easier, because a Savage with the explosive cannons can destroy the Meriwether insurgents really quick, and the Meriwether insurgents are going to be the biggest threat to you on this mission right here, and it takes the longest to take them down. So right here, we're taking care of the Meriwether insurgents, and we took care of the Buzzard, no problem. But right here, as we cleared all of them out, Jeff is coming back. The Griefer is coming back right here, and we're going to deal with the Griefer again. So this mission is just so disgusting, because just how long this mission actually takes, and the fact that you're exposed to both players and Meriwether. And it's, you know, this mission would be just a lot better if all you had to do was just make a drop. That's it. It would have been simple. But no, the game actually forces you to fight Meriwether at each drop, and it can take for a very long time, and you can't go to the next drop until all the players make it, which kind of really sucks. So right here, this guy was trying everything in his power right here to take our cargo down, but I was doing everything in my power to distract him, and I distracted him for long enough, and right here, the mission ended, and we got our money from it, but man, that's just annoying, dealing with griefers and AI. Number 3 on this list is Convoy, the Pacific Standard Heist, and if you guys have played this mission, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So the premise in this mission is that you have to go up north here to Sandy Shores, and you have to go to this bridge here, and you have to ambush a Meriwether convoy and steal the barracks truck. And what's really annoying about this mission is when you first make contact with Meriwether, the gunner on the Meriwether insurgent has like Special Forces aim, where they can kill you within like the first 5 seconds of actually firing at you. Even if you have full body armor and health, they can still kill you pretty easily. And on that first attempt that we just did before, that was planned, or the person was going to die. But here on the second attempt right here, we were actually trying to complete the mission, and somebody still died. Somebody still got shot by the Meriwether gunner. That's how accurate the gunner is on that insurgent, and it's ridiculous. These enemies kill you way too quickly. And if you guys are doing this, this is doing this with friends right here. If you guys are doing this with a random, forget about it. This is a nightmare. And also, what's really annoying about this mission is that the barracks truck is really sensitive, and it's not explosive resistant. Not even a few hits, one explosion and it's done. And what's really annoying is that a lot of times, not only do players die failing, but they also blow up like one of the Meriwether Jeeps, and then that causes the barracks truck to blow up. So as you guys saw right there, one of the Jeeps got on fire, and I had to move the Meriwether truck really quickly. So it's very dangerous. And then when you actually get the Meriwether truck, you're ambushed by so many Meriwether Jeeps are just constantly following you, and you're ambushed by 3 Savage helicopters, and if you stop, that Savage helicopter is going to blow you up instantly. It's horrible. And then you come up on this huge roadblock right here, and this roadblock is just a nightmare to get through. You have to wait until the insurgent goes up and clears it out for you, and the enemies have just perfect aim. They can kill you so easily on this, so this is an absolute nightmare. And another thing that's really horrible about this mission is you can't start this mission until you go to the ambush point. That means if you have somebody AFK in your squad, somebody AFK on the heist with you, you're not going to be able to start this mission until that person goes into the ambush point. And it's really annoying. And I have a perfect example of just pushing one of my friends who went AFK right here. So it's an absolute nightmare right here. My friend, he did this on purpose to show how bad this mission can get, but if somebody goes AFK on this mission, it's absolutely horrible. So right here, the better way to do this mission is if you go completely around. You go completely around the map and you take this road. This road is a little safer, but it takes the mission much longer. It's much longer, and you still get ambushed by 3 Savages along the way. So, and Meriwether, not only this, but they also still have roadblocks up here. so they have roadblocks on each side. So it's just ridiculous the amount of nonsense that you have to deal with just to steal this one truck. And the worst part about this mission, the worst part about it is, which makes absolutely no sense, is when you finally actually finish the mission, that huge barracks truck that you had to steal just to take this one small briefcase off. So why couldn't you just take that one briefcase off and just get into the insurgent? It would have made the mission a lot easier. No, instead they force you to drive this giant truck just to steal one briefcase. You know, that's Rockstar logic at its finest. It makes absolutely no sense. Number 2 is Post-Op Cell Mission. MC business. This can be from any MC business, and here in this instance, I'm selling meth right here. So it can be from meth, cocaine, weed, counterfeit cash, document forgery businesses. And here's what happened basically. You sell, and when you sell, you have 3 of these post-op vans. We always call them UPS trucks, but they're 3 post-op vans right here. And what's really horrible about this mission is these drops are so far from each other. I mean, just look at how far from each other these are. The garbage truck mission is so much better than this one. I mean, people complain about the garbage truck mission, but the garbage truck mission, at least the garbage trucks are faster, they can go up these hills easier, and the drops aren't so far from each other. These post-op vans, going up the hills with these things is an absolute nightmare. It's horrible. You can make it a little easier by having somebody like in an armored vehicle, like an insurgent or a night shark, push you up the hill, but it's an absolute nightmare going up the hill with these things. And even if you own a business in the city, the same thing will happen to you, because when you have to go up the hills from Vinewood Hills into Sandy Shores to sell, or from Sandy Shores going up in the hills into the city, you're going to have to go up these hills either way with these post-op vans, and it's absolutely horrible. And what's so bad about this is that when you're going really slow with these things, especially uphill, you are completely vulnerable to other players and griefers. And if somebody is in a fighter jet or even an oppressor, they can very easily blow you up. You have almost no escape, no cover, you can't hide or anything. These vehicles are completely defenseless. And I mean, just look at how bad these drops are. These drops are literally across the map from each other. They're literally in the middle and bottom of the city and all the way in Chumash. These drops are ridiculous. How do they expect you to get through all these drops in like a populated lobby without getting destroyed? Some griefer is bound to come up behind you. I mean, and also just going up through these Vinewood Hills right here, and even when I have to go up the side of these hills, it's still really slow, and I'm relying on a night shark to push me right now, so it's going a little faster. But I mean, just look at this, guys. Look at how far these drops are from each other. I mean, it's an absolute nightmare. If you don't have somebody covering you on this, you're gonna get destroyed. There's gonna be somebody in that lobby that's gonna destroy you, unless you're playing in a lobby by yourself. But if you're selling in a populated lobby like right here, like me with my friends right here, you're completely vulnerable right here. I have friends covering me, but most players, they don't have the added protection that I have, so they would be completely vulnerable. If you ever get this mission, you can close your application and you would lose like 10% of your product, but I would do it anyways just to avoid doing this mission, because this mission is so crap. I mean, look at how far apart these drops are. Look at how far they are from each other. You're completely vulnerable. These vans are so slow. They go up hills so slowly, and they can get destroyed so easily. And look here. 15 minutes later, we finally finished the mission. So this is the worst cell mission in the game, in my opinion. Delete this mission. Get rid of it. Number 1 on this list is Escort ULP, Act 3 Doomsday Heist. This mission has the worst design in Grand Theft Auto Online that I've seen. There's so many things in this mission that don't make sense. For one, in the previous prep mission, we had to steal a Chernobog from Meriwether, and you'd think that they would make some attempt to protect it or have it secured, but for some reason, Avon's team get to it, and they take it. And then you have to go over here, you have to clear out Avon's team. It takes a long time to kill all of them. And then what you have to do is you have to drive it all the way down here, and you have to wait for ULP to show up. And when ULP actually shows up, he's flying this Havoc helicopter, and he's literally flying like 5 miles per hour, getting attacked by unlimited waves of Valkyries. These helicopters just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. They spawn 3 at a time, you blow them up, and they just keep spawning and spawning. And also, it takes so long for the Chernobog to lock on. It takes like, I think, 5 seconds for it to lock on to a helicopter, and it's better to shoot 1 missile at a time instead of 5, because then you have to wait for it to reload. So right here, you guys see just how slow he's flying with this helicopter, like 5 miles per hour. And a lot of times, the angles that the helicopters fly at, you can't hit them a lot of times, and they're just damaging his helicopter even more. So you have to constantly drive the Chernobog, you have to stop, and it's so annoying that you have to hit the button with the Chernobog every single time you want to activate the launcher. So this messes up a lot of players, and just the angle these helicopters fly at, you can't always hit them. Like right here, we're not able to hit that helicopter that's behind ULP just because of the angle that the Valkyrie is at. that. He's flying so slow in this stupid little Havoc helicopter. I could get across to the Alamo Sea in less than a minute, but he takes around 10 to 15 minutes. And in addition, the Chernobog has some of the worst handling, and this is not an upgraded Chernobog, so it has even worse handling, and there's so many of Avon's guys that are constantly rushing you, like wave after wave after wave, and these cars are unlimited, and they will follow you, and they're very aggressive. They will even follow you up hills and stuff, so it's really hard to dodge them, especially with the horrible handling on the Chernobog. It just makes this mission really inconvenient. In addition, the ramp buggy vehicle that they expect you to use to protect the Chernobog is just absolute crap right here. I don't know why they gave you a ramp buggy on here. I mean, when you flip the enemies, you might disable them for a few seconds, but then they just flip back and they come back and they pursue you again. Like here, I stopped the enemy for a second, but then they turned around and they came back right at us. So this is only a temporary solution, so it's really a bad idea that they gave you the ramp buggy on this mission. They should have just given you the weaponized Tampa if they only wanted one person to drive one of these, because it makes really no sense. And the ramp buggy is actually going faster than the damn Havoc helicopter right here, so it actually would make more sense if he actually landed the Havoc helicopter and got in your ramp buggy. He'd actually get there quicker than actually taking this Havoc going 5 miles per hour and getting attacked by wave after wave after wave of Valkyrie helicopters. And in addition, the enemies on this mission are just so ridiculous, especially from the helicopters. I popped out here just for a second and I already lost 75% of my health, so it's just disgusting. The enemies are just so aggressive on this mission, they'll even pursue you up hills. I even had them follow me up the railroad tracks one time, so that's how aggressive the enemies are on this. And this mission takes the #1 spot for being the worst mission in GTA Online, because it doesn't matter how fast you are, it doesn't matter how good you are forced to follow ULP as he goes in his Havoc helicopter 5 miles per hour all the way from Paleto Bay to the bottom of the Alamo Sea. It just takes too long. It takes him just between 10 to 15 minutes just to fly there, so this mission is so time consuming. And if anybody dies along the way, or ULP gets blown up, the mission fails, and you have to start from the very beginning at Paleto Bay again. So this mission is just absolutely horrible. So that's my list for the top 5 worst missions in GTA Online. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what your top 5 list is. I'll see you in the next one.